if the radiation is the same and the detector is increasing, then the limit is the activity, the radiation activity. So this is why, for me, from the custom view and complexity and everything, making 64 centimeter or 128, it's double price. Or even a little bit lower because you have a bigger volume, you get a discount.
So it's some more crystals, some more photo tubes, some more power supplies, and a few more convertibles.
Yeah, that's amazing. And maybe you get a discount because you take a bigger volume.
The resolution on a PET scan is about what, half a centimeter? About half a centimeter.
Right now, and as also Frank pointed out, we have, and let's look at on the book, we have different limits from different radioisotopes. The FTG, here I put 1.4, but it's more 1.3 millimeter. It means that it depends on the energy of the positron. If the positron has low energy, then before encountering an electron, average is going through a path at distance of 1.3 millimeter, not path distance. If it is a rubidium is 3.5
longer.
G.
But you said what's the
energy about
No, bring the energy. The
energy.
The positron endpoint is 3.15 MeV. Instead, the FDG is 0.64. So with the 3.15 MeV, you get 13.8 millimeter. This is at page 26. 13.8 millimeter.
I was thinking 1.37.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And
Yes.
that's relatively fuzzy resolution.
Yeah.
The other isotope, you said?
The one with the lowest energy is the FDG.
Oh,
So it's a factor of about 10.
about 10 with an isotope.
So this is the random walk of the positron before you have an annihilation.
Right.
And so that introduces the fuzziness because
That's a limitation that cannot be improved by the machine.
that's what they call it the term is the intrinsic resolution of the system. And positron range, the other is the non-collinearity of the photons that are emitted because of the conservation of
There could be various geometrical
So
errors
there's
in
a
the machine
slight
that proves
angular
the
variation in the emission of the photon. And that introduces...
How much does that do?
It varies a very, very small distance, but when you look at, depending on the size of the
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. Closer
then it
you get to
introduces errors in the, so that's an intrinsic contribution to the if one reads the literature, it's always, the magic number is 2 millimeters, is kind of the limit
Yeah.
in spatial resolution.
With FDG.
Is that useful in the brain?
In the brain, it's not as bad. In the brain, it's not too bad. Brains, when I say brain's a kind of a uniform structure, so, and it's relatively small, and you've only got this thin shell, uniform shell of attenuation. So attenuation is easy to account for, and when you get to really small structures in the brain, it can be difficult. But when you get to organ tissue where you have the photons have to travel further, you get more scatter of the photons before they exit, so there's more of a, so the pictures can look a little bit more fuzzy when you're looking at larger organs. Another thing that I was going to mention was that another contribution is what they call can't think of the word, partial volume effects. And this is another thing that when you try to image the small structures, you kind of end up underestimating what the real activity level is. So you kind of, it looks
It's
kind of
smeared
fuzzy,
out.
or it kind of smeared
Yeah,
out.
that's because you can't see a star if you don't have good glasses,
Right.
because that light's been smeared over a
So
large area.
typically, it's twice what your system resolution is. So if you have a resolution, spatial resolution of 3 millimeters, then typically you can't, it's difficult, unless you make appropriate corrections to image anything that would be less than 6 millimeters.
How about all the artificial sharpening algorithms like astronomers and others use to sharpen the images that are fuzzy by a known mechanism?
Yeah, that's what you try to do if you really want to, but it's difficult.
But, Paul, do we really need
No,
this
no,
resolution? We
no.
are interested on the activity.
No.
We are interested on the dynamic. You are.
No, I'm not,
Yes.
I'm just commenting.
Yes,
I'm not
no.
saying, I'm not
That is
for
why
or against. I'm just
the
giving them
people
some
in the
information.
field should distinguish between PET scanner and computer tomography. Computer tomography, we can discuss, and it makes sense to discuss a long time about the resolution. It is a sub-millimeter now.
And the strength of PET is not in resolution.
Can we go on to the next item here, which is cost effectiveness?
Oh, the solid angle and the crystal, those.
Oh, well, I
The solid angle is obvious, is
Still
mathematical.
working on that? We're still working on
It's
that.
mathematical solid angle, just
Okay,
look at that.
Guess I assumed that was
And,
just kind of obvious, but
and then the crystal, I was thinking, I just looked, but there is a nice article that maybe is on my other file. It will take too long to find it. That it shows the efficiency for a different thickness of the crystal. Okay. And at this point, I would like to make a comment regarding the figure and something that you brought up before. And if we go to page, you can look at page 50, no, 49, figure 31. The right part of the figure, I'm saying that it will be necessary or not to use those slits on just a section of the detector, or using a uniform detector with no cuts. When do you, I think that I will determine that experimentally. Because if you have a thin detector, then you get a hit on the surface, it doesn't spread far away, so the thicker it is, the more dead time detector you have. And it's affecting many photomultiplier and a lot of detectors. So all that area of the detector, if it gets another photons almost at the same time, then you have a pileup. So that one has to determine the best compromise, thickness and big area that will be dead when you get a photon, if the interaction is closer to the surface. However, there is a table that is on the article that I mentioned in the book and on this one, that it gives the thickness by the percentage of the stopping power. And if I remember, it's 25 millimeter of a BGO is over 90%. Maybe I reported the table here for the efficiency. The BGO has twice the density of the sodium iodide. Is the same density of the LSO. The LSO has the advantage of being short decay time.